Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most hidden yet powerful forces shaping our world. How products actually get from, the factory floor to your shopping cart.
It really is. It's this intricate ballet, almost a silent symphony happening all around us every day.
And most of us don't even realize its complexity. You've sent us some fantastic material all about channel members, distribution strategies, how products navigate their way to market. So our mission today is to decode this invisible network, reveal some truly surprising mechanics, and give you a kind of backstage pass to truly understanding the intricate dance of supply chains.
Yeah, we'll uncover some secrets, like why some things are just everywhere and others feel like hidden treasures.
Exactly.
And it's a critical area, often goes unappreciated, yet it underpins virtually every single transaction we make.
Sure.
From the moment something is conceived, produced, right until it lands in your shopping cart, there's this complex strategic network at play.
Right.
So today, we'll explore the who, the what, and the how of product distribution. We'll break down the essential structures, the strategies that shape our access to goods and services.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these seemingly technical details directly impact our daily lives.
Absolutely. They influence everything from the price you pay, the speed of delivery, and even whether a product is available in your local store at all.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We're diving into the essential roles played by these various players and the ingenious strategies companies use to get their goods to us, the consumers.
Yeah, get ready for some aha moments.
I think so. Like why your favorite soda seems to be on every corner and why some exclusive high-end items are deliberately so hard to find.
It's a real game of chess.
It is. And we're about to learn the rules. So to kick us off, let's define our key players. We keep hearing about channel members. Who exactly are these crucial cogs in the commercial machine?
Right. Well, at its heart, a channel member is simply one business within a larger network. A network of businesses that collaborate to help a producer, channel their products to consumers.
Okay, one business in a network.
Exactly. You might also hear them called alternative terms like intermediaries or maybe even middlemen.
Intermediaries, middlemen. Got it.
Their core role is basically to perform and coordinate the various tasks required to move a product from its initial production
Right from the start.
all the way through to its eventual sale and delivery to the end user. And this network, it isn't just about moving physical boxes around.
No.
No, it's about managing a whole host of surrounding features, things that directly influence the customer experience.
Like what kind of features?
Well, for instance, these members significantly impact crucial things, like the quality of customer service you receive,
Oh.
how quickly a product is delivered to you, and ultimately its overall availability in the market.
So they're not just movers.
Definitely not. They're not just passive transporters. They're active, strategic participants. They're shaping vital aspects of a product's entire journey and, importantly, the customer interaction.
I've often wondered, though, why do we need all these middlemen? Wouldn't it be simpler, maybe even cheaper, if a company just sold directly to us?
That's a fantastic question.
What's the true, undeniable value these intermediaries bring that a producer just can't achieve on their own? It feels, counterintuitive sometimes to add more steps.
Right, it does seem that way, but you're saying it actually makes things better.
Yeah, it does, and that question gets right to the core of why these systems even exist. You're touching on a common misconception, really, that more steps inherently mean more cost or inefficiency. But in reality, the benefits of having channel members are quite substantial. And often, producers simply cannot achieve the same level of efficiency or reach or cost effectiveness on their own.
Okay, so what are these big benefits then? Well, one major benefit, and maybe an often overlooked aha moment, is cost savings through specialization.
Specialization? How so?
Well, think about it. When a marketer or producer tries to handle all aspects of distribution themselves, manufacturing, logistics, marketing, direct sales, everything, they risk becoming, a jack of all trades but master of none.
Right, that old saying, skilled in many things, but not an expert in any single one.
Exactly. And a company attempting to manage everything can easily spread its resources way too thin. It leads to inefficiencies.
Makes sense.
Channel members, by contrast, they specialize solely in distribution tasks. They get really good at it. They achieve massive economies of scale.
Economies of scale, right. Doing things bigger makes them cheaper per unit.
Precisely. And they develop deep expertise that individual producers often just cannot match. They are masters of that specific trade, whether it's transport, warehousing, or retail sales. And that specialization, it drives down costs for the entire system.
Okay, cost savings is a big one. What else?
Another significant advantage is their ability to reduce exchange time,
Exchange time, meaning.
meaning the time it takes to get the product from production to the customer. Because channel members are focused and experienced at distribution tasks, they often perform their job much more rapidly, with greater precision.
Faster delivery.
Exactly. Which translates directly into faster product delivery to the end consumer. And that's a massive competitive advantage today, isn't it? In this fast-paced, instant gratification market.
Absolutely. Nobody wants to wait.
Imagine a small artisanal producer trying to set up its own complex shipping network across the country just to get a few products to individual customers.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare. Slow, expensive.
Incredibly slow and expensive,
Is it?
especially compared to partnering with a specialized logistics provider who does it all day, every day.
Right. Okay, so faster delivery.
Yeah.
What else?
Then there's the critical aspect of customer convenience and variety. As consumers, we want to conveniently shop for a wide variety of products without visiting dozens of individual manufacturers.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to go to the Coke factory for soda than the chip factory.
Exactly. Channel members, particularly retailers, play a pivotal role here. They consolidate offerings from many, many different producers into a single accessible location.
Like the supermarket or a department store.
Precisely. This greatly enhances the shopping experience. It bridges what's called the assortment gap, bringing together this diverse collection of goods and services from countless sources into one place. Makes it dramatically easier for you to find what you need.
That convenience factor is huge.
It is. Furthermore, resellers enable customers to purchase smaller quantities.
Ah, that's a good point too.
It's crucial. It allows you to buy products in quantities that work for you, rather than requiring, say, bulk purchases directly from the manufacturer.
Right, I only want one can of soda, not a whole pallet.
Exactly. Resellers bridge that significant gap between the producer's large volume output and the consumer's individual, smaller scale demand. They buy in bulk, break it down, and sell in units. It's an essential link for consumer-friendly purchasing.
Okay, so smaller quantities. Keep going. This is fascinating.
Channel members also actively create sales. Resellers are often right there on the front lines, acting as the direct interface with the customer.
They're the face of the product.
They really are. And in many cases, they perform a proactive selling role. They use persuasive techniques, product knowledge, maybe in-store promotions to encourage purchases. They directly boost the marketer's product visibility and sales volume.
So they're not just stocking shelves, they're actively selling.
Actively selling. And beyond just moving goods, many resellers also offer financial support.
Financial support, like what?
They frequently provide programs that make it easier for customers to purchase products. Think offering financial programs or eased payment requirements like installment plans, store credit, maybe even handling warranties.
Oh, right, like financing furniture or appliances.
Exactly. This makes products more accessible, especially higher ticket items. It effectively removes financial barriers for a broader segment of consumers.
That's a big help for many people.
It is. And finally, and this is a huge one, they provide invaluable information.
Information back to the producer.
Yes. Companies using resellers depend heavily on these distributors for crucial market information, customer feedback, data from the front lines.
Like what people are saying, what's selling well, what isn't.
Precisely. This feedback loop is essential. It can help producers improve their products, adjust their marketing and pricing strategies, and stay attuned to evolving customer needs, preferences, and broader market trends.
Wow. So they're not just moving goods, they're also a vital source of competitive intelligence and market insight.
Exactly. They wear many hats.
That truly makes so much sense. It's like having this dedicated, specialized team handling different parts of the product's journey makes everything smoother, more efficient, and ultimately more accessible for us. Now, with all these players involved, how do companies actually structure these relationships? Are there different arrangements that define, how closely they work together or how independent they remain?
Absolutely. The nature of these relationships is a fundamental strategic choice. And there are really two main categories for channel arrangements. These define the level of integration and independence between a producer and its intermediaries.
Two main categories, okay. What are they?
We distinguish between independent channel arrangements and dependent channel arrangements.
Independent, okay.
So an independent channel arrangement refers to a distribution strategy where a manufacturer or producer uses completely independent intermediaries. Think distinct retailers, wholesalers, or agents to reach consumers rather than selling directly themselves.
Okay, so everyone's their own boss, basically.
Pretty much. Think of a small artisanal jam maker selling their products to a gourmet food distributor. That distributor then sells to various independent grocery stores. Each entity operates as a separate business, makes its own decisions, while still handling the producer's goods. There's a clear arm's-length transaction and distinct profit motives at each stage.
Got it. So what's a dependent arrangement?
A dependent channel arrangement is characterized by a channel member feeling, well, tied to one or more other members of the distribution channel. It implies a closer, more integrated relationship,
Tied together how?
often with shared objectives, mutual reliance, or even contractual obligations that bind them together more tightly. This is where we start to see the seeds of what we'll talk about later, vertical marketing systems. The desire for synergy and shared goals creates a more unified operation.
Okay, so it really boils down to how much control or independence exists between the different players in the chain. That's a crucial distinction.
It is.
But what about how widely a product is available? It seems like some products are just everywhere, saturating the market, while others are intentionally hard to find, almost playing hard to get. Are there different strategies for that coverage too?
You've hit on an absolutely crucial strategic decision, one that directly impacts brand image, market reach, even pricing. This leads us directly to the level of distribution coverage.
No, distribution coverage.
Right. In marketing, this basically refers to the extent to which a product is made available to consumers through different channels. It ranges from being intensely available everywhere to being highly exclusive. And there are three primary levels of distribution coverage, each serving distinct strategic goals.
3 levels. Okay, what's the first one?
The first is mass coverage, which is also widely known as intensive distribution.
Mass coverage or intensive distribution.
Okay, this strategy aims to make products available in as many outlets as possible, just everywhere, to reach the largest possible customer base.
Get it in front of everyone.
Exactly. It's typically used for low-priced, widely consumed goods. Think everyday convenience products that you expect to find readily available.
Like?
Well, the classic, quintessential example is Coca-Cola.
Ah, yes. Can't escape it.
You really can't. You find it in grocery stores, convenience stores, restaurants, vending machines, sports arenas, virtually everywhere you turn, globally. The goal is sheer ubiquity.
Make it impossible not to buy it if you want it.
Precisely. Ensuring the consumer never has to search for it. Reducing any potential barrier to purchase by making it instantly accessible wherever, whenever the craving strikes. And this high availability also reinforces its status as an everyday staple.
Okay, that's mass or intensive. What's the second level?
The second level is selective coverage. This is a strategy where a company carefully chooses a limited number of retailers or distributors to sell its products.
Limited number. Why do that?
Well, the aim here is multifaceted. It helps maintain a specific brand image. For one, it allows for greater control over the customer experience, and it helps cater to a more specific target audience. You certainly won't find these products in every single store.
Can you give some examples?
Sure. Think about certain clothing brands that choose specific boutiques. Consumer electronics like mid-range TVs aren't in every corner store. High-quality furniture, certain appliances, even airline tickets often use this approach.
Right, you don't buy a high-end stove at a gas station.
Exactly. A high-end appliance brand, for instance, carefully selects where its products are displayed and sold. They want to ensure the sales staff can provide specialized knowledge, maybe demonstrations, installation services, things that enhance the product's value proposition. It's about quality over quantity in terms of sales points.
Okay, selective makes sense for certain products. What's the third level?
Finally, we have exclusive coverage. Under this strategy, a manufacturer grants a single retailer or distributor the sole right to sell their products within a specific region or market.
Just one place. That sounds really restrictive.
It is. It's the most restrictive distribution approach, and it's usually employed to create a strong sense of exclusivity. This can significantly increase the perceived value and luxury status of the product.
Ah, so it's about making it seem rare and special.
Exactly. It's often reserved for high quality, genuinely expensive, or maybe bespoke products. Think luxury car brands like Ferrari or Rolls-Royce, high fashion designer labels, unique bespoke jewelry. These are typically sold through exclusive dealerships or flagship boutiques.
Right. Makes buying it feel like an event.
It does. This extremely limited availability reinforces their premium status, allows for highly personalized sales experiences, and caters to a very narrow, high-end market segment.
Wow, the strategic difference between having your product everywhere, like Coca-Cola, versus only in select exclusive locations is immense.
It really is.
It really highlights how distribution isn't just logistics, it's a profound brand statement. The channel strategy itself communicates something fundamental about the product's identity and value.
Absolutely.
But with so many different parties involved, each with their own goals, what happens when things go wrong in these intricate relationships? Conflicts must happen, right?
Well, that's an unavoidable reality in any network involving multiple independent entities.
Yeah.
Relationship issues can and often do arise. It leads to what we call channel conflict.
Conflict, okay. What kind of things cause it?
Within distribution channels, common pain points frequently revolve around several critical areas. Things like unmet delivery time expectations. If a supplier consistently misses deadlines, it impacts the retailer and ultimately the customer.
Yeah, that would cause friction.
Big time. Disagreements over profit margins allocated to different members are a constant source of tension. Everyone wants what they feel is a fair slice of the pie.
Always about the money.
Often, yes. The clarity and fairness of other incentives offered by the producer, like volume discounts or special promotions, can also be contentious.
What else?
Packaging requirements can become a point of friction if they're too stringent, costly, or just inconvenient for channel members to handle or display.
Like if the boxes are too big for the shelf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Furthermore, the level of training provided for staff selling the product is crucial. Insufficient training can lead to poor sales performance, frustrated customers, and that reflects badly on the entire channel.
Right. If the salesperson doesn't know anything about the product.
And finally, the amount of promotional help that is. Active support from the product supplier to promote the product to customers, maybe through marketing campaigns or in-store materials, that's a frequent source of friction too.
So if the manufacturer expects the retailer to do all the promotion work.
Yes, or doesn't provide adequate support. When any of these elements aren't clearly defined or aren't seen as mutually beneficial or aren't consistently executed, they can lead to significant channel conflicts. It disrupts smooth operations and can potentially damage the flow of goods and the brand's reputation.
So it really underscores the absolute need for clear contracts, good communication.
And a spirit of partnership within the channel to ensure smooth operations and prevent these kinds of disruptions.
So far, we've talked a lot about independent businesses working together, sometimes closely, sometimes less so. But what happens when they're all part of one big, tightly integrated system, or at least very closely aligned, operating with shared goals? That sounds like a much more unified, maybe synergistic approach.
This brings us to a crucial concept that represents exactly that, a more integrated approach to distribution. It's called the vertical marketing system, or VMS.
VMS, vertical marketing system. Got it.
A VMS is basically a distribution channel structure where producers, wholesalers, and retailers act as a unified system. They're all working in concert towards a common objective.
Okay, unified system. How's that different from what we discussed before?
Well, it's a fundamental departure from what's known as a conventional distribution channel.
In conventional distribution channel, what's that?
A conventional distribution channel, sometimes also called an indirect distribution channel, involves multiple independent intermediaries, producers, wholesalers, retailers, each operating as a separate business.
Right, the independent model we talked about.
Exactly. And in that traditional model, each of these independent businesses typically seeks to maximize its own profits, often even at the expense of the overall system's profits or efficiency.
Everyone looking out for number one.
You could say that. It's like a relay race where each runner is trying to break their own personal record, even if it means dropping the baton for the team.
Okay, I see the problem there.
The VMS, however, strives for synergy, for shared goals, and optimized performance for the entire channel. It leads to greater overall efficiency and potentially greater overall profitability for everyone involved.
So a VMS is about synergy and shared goals rather than just individual profit maximization. That sounds much more efficient, like everyone is pulling in the same direction, a coordinated team.
It often is, yes.
What are the different ways this unified system can actually be organized? It must take different forms depending on the level of integration and control a company wants.
You're right. There's no single blueprint. There are three primary types of vertical marketing systems. Each represents a different level of integration and control, offering companies distinct strategic choices for achieving that unified benefit.
3 types of VMS. Okay, what's the first?
The first is a corporate VMS. In this system, A single company actually owns and controls all levels of the production and distribution chain.
Owns everything, from factory to store.
Exactly. The same corporate entity is responsible for creating the products, manufacturing them, marketing them, and then selling them directly to consumers through its own retail outlets or distribution networks. The single company manages the entire processes, budgets, deadlines across what would traditionally be separate producers, wholesalers, retailers.
Wow, total control.
It offers the highest degree of control, yes, and the greatest potential for efficiency, as all entities share common ownership, a single strategic vision, and completely aligned incentives.
Can you give an example?
Sure, think of a company like a major fashion brand such as Zara. They own their factories, their distribution centers, and hundreds of their retail stores globally. This allows them to respond incredibly quickly to changing fashion trends.
Ah, okay. Corporate VMS. What's the second type?
Next, we have the administered VMS. Here, one company holds dominance over the other members in a distribution channel,
Yeah.
not because of ownership,
Not ownership. Then how?
but because of its sheer size, power, and capacity, its market presence. This dominant company can significantly influence the operations and policies of other channel members through its sheer market power, even without legally owning them.
So like a big fish in a small pond.
Kind of. Think of it like a giant redwood tree in a forest. It doesn't own the smaller trees, but its immense size and access to sunlight dictate how much the smaller trees can grow.
Okay, that's a good analogy. So in business.
In business, think of a powerful manufacturer with highly desirable brands or immense sales volume, like a major electronics company, say Apple or Samsung. They might dictate exactly how a smaller electronics retailer displays its products, what prices it advertises, even what promotions it runs.
And the retailer just does it.
They often comply because they need to sell those coveted products to attract customers. The power comes from brand equity and massive market demand.
Okay, administered VMS relies on power dynamics. What's the third type?
Finally, there's the contractual VMS. This is a form of VMS where independent firms at different levels of distribution are tied together by formal, legally binding contracts.
Contracts, so they agree to work together.
Exactly. To achieve economies of scale and a greater sales impact. These contracts formalize collaboration, allowing independent businesses to operate as a unified system for mutual benefit, but without common ownership. It's about agreeing to work together under specific terms, sharing the brand, operational methods, marketing efforts.
Interesting. Is there a common example of this?
Yes, the most common and widely recognized type of contractual relationship in a VMS is a franchise organization.
Ah, franchises. Like fast food chains or
Yeah.
hotels.
Precisely. Diving a bit deeper into the franchise system. A franchise is essentially a right granted to an individual or a group, the franchisee, to market a company's goods or services within a certain territory or location. They operate under the franchisor's established brand and operating system.
So you buy into their system.
You do. It's a hugely popular and incredibly versatile way of doing business today. It allows for rapid expansion and standardized operations without the franchisor needing to own every single outlet.
How common are they?
Very. What's particularly fascinating and something to really note is the sheer variety. There are over 120 different types of franchise businesses available today.
Wow, 120 types. More than just food and hotels then.
Oh, much more. It ranges from fitness centers, automotive services, education centers, retail stores, even business consulting services. This wide array truly makes it one of the most popular and versatile ways of structuring business relationships globally.
That distinction between ownership, market power, and contracts is really key. It shows there are different paths to achieving that unified system benefit, catering to different company structures and goals.
Definitely not a one-size-fits-all approach. So moving beyond just the organizational structures, let's talk about the actual activities that flow through these channels, the essential movements and interactions needed to bring products to market.
Okay, the actions within the structure.
Exactly. These are known as channel flows, and they encompass much more than just the physical movement of goods.
More than just trucks on the road.
Much more. Think of them as different types of current running through the distribution wires. They include things like promotion flows.
Promotion flows.
Yeah, all the communication efforts designed to inform and persuade customers about the product, advertising, PR, everything.
Okay.
Then there are negotiation flows. That's the back and forth discussions and agreements on terms and conditions between channel members. Things like price, delivery schedules, payment terms.
The haggling part.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Financing is another flow. the monetary resources and credit arrangements needed at various stages to keep products moving and make sure everyone gets paid.
Right, money has to move too.
Absolutely. And assuming risk is a critical, often hidden flow.
Assuming risk.
Yes, it's the willingness of channel members to take on potential losses. Losses due to maybe obsolescence, damage in transit, or simply unsold inventory. Someone has to bear that risk.
Okay, that's important.
Very. Then, of course, there are the practical steps of ordering, the process of placing requests for products from one channel member to another, and payment, the final transaction for goods and services received.
So promotion, negotiation, financing, risk, ordering, payment, lots of flows.
Yes. And the key insight here is that every single one of these functions needs to be performed efficiently and effectively, whether it's by one integrated company in a VMS or by independent partners, for the product to successfully reach the market.
If one of those flows gets clogged,
The entire system can grind to a halt, or at least become very inefficient.
so it's not just the physical movement, but this whole symphony of actions, tangible and intangible, that ensures a product actually makes it into our hands.
I will put.
With all these option structures, complex flows, how does a company actually decide which channels to use? It sounds like a really complex strategic decision, one that could genuinely make or break a product.
It absolutely is complex, and it's a systematic process, or at least it should be. Selecting distribution channels isn't or shouldn't be a haphazard choice. It requires a methodical approach with several key steps to ensure the strategy is robust and aligned with the overall business goals.
Okay, what are the steps? How do they approach it?
Well, first, a company must clearly define its goals and objectives.
Yeah.
What exactly do they want to achieve with their distribution? Is it maximum market reach, maintaining brand exclusivity, fastest speed to market, lowest cost efficiency?
Start with the end in mind.
Exactly. A clear understanding of those objectives guides all subsequent decisions. Second, they need to thoroughly research and evaluate potential channels.
Look at the options.
Right. Look at all existing options, direct sales, traditional retail, e-commerce platforms, niche distributors, whatever fits. Understand their costs, their reach to the target customer segment, and how well each channel fits with the product's characteristics and the company's overall strategy.
Then choose.
Well, the third step is to prioritize and select the channels. Based on that evaluation, choose the best fit, or maybe a mix of channels to cover different segments.
Okay, what's next?
Fourth, a comprehensive environmental analysis is crucial.
Environmental, like green issues.
Not necessarily. More like the external business environment. Considering external factors that could influence channel effectiveness. Things like current market trends, the competitive landscape, what are rivals doing, any relevant regulatory environments or legal restrictions.
Okay. External factors.
Exactly. For example, a new law regarding data privacy might really impact an e-commerce channel. Fifth, a detailed financial analysis is necessary.
Crunching the numbers.
Assessing the specific costs, warehousing, transport, marketing support, channel member margins, and the potential revenues associated with different channels. Making sure the chosen path is economically viable and contributes to profitability.
Makes sense. What else?
The sixth step involves a functional analysis. This evaluates how well each potential channel actually performs specific distribution tasks.
How good are they at the job?
Basically, yes. How good is a particular retailer at product display, customer service, handling returns? Do they align with the functional needs of your product?
Okay. And the last step.
Finally, number 7, it's vital to have an identification of feasible alternatives. Always have backup plans or alternative routes.
Plan B.
Exactly. Ensures resilience in the face of unexpected changes, disruptions like supply chain issues, or if a primary channel just doesn't perform as expected. This whole methodical approach helps ensure a channel strategy is robust, aligned with goals, and provides a clear roadmap.
That's a really solid, systematic approach to choosing the right path. It's clear the who in this distribution dance is incredibly important. And speaking of specific who's and ways businesses organize, and our material mentions some interesting acronyms and company structures. Vital to understand, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. There are indeed some important terms and organizational examples to know that illustrate different roles and structures within this broader distribution landscape.
Like what?
First, we have OEM. That stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer.
OEM, original equipment manufacturer. What do they do?
This term refers to companies that produce parts and equipment that may then be marketed by another manufacturer under their own brand.
So they make components for other companies' products.
Precisely. For example, the company that makes the specific hard drive component for a laptop which is then sold under a major computer brand like Dell or HP. That component maker is an OEM. They specialize in manufacturing a component that becomes part of a final product.
Okay. OEM. Got it. What else?
Then there's IBM, probably more familiar.
IBM, yeah. Big Blue.
Right. Stands for International Business Machines Corporation, a multinational tech company specializing not only in computer hardware and software, but also widely known for significant contributions in IT consulting, infrastructure services, hosting solutions. They've been a pioneering force.
Okay. IBM. International Business Machines Corporation.
We also saw retail cooperatives. These were actually among the earliest forms of cooperative movements, places where profits were shared among members through dividend payments proportionate to their purchases.
Like a co-op grocery store?
Similar idea, yeah. A significant historical example mentioned is the Cooperative Retailing System, or CRS. It actually began way back in 1928.
1928. Wow, that's early.
It is. And within this historically important system, you might see acronyms like CCRL, that's Consumers Cooperative Refineries Limited, and SCL, for Federated Cooperative Limited. Both are integral parts of that specific cooperative structure, mainly in Canada.
CCRL and FCL, examples of co-ops. Okay.
And building on that, the concept of cooperative marketing. This can mean many things, but generally it involves groups of businesses combining their efforts to achieve common marketing goals.
Working together on marketing, what are the benefits?
Several key benefits. First, economies of scale. Buying supplies or advertising space in bulk as a group is significantly cheaper per unit than buying small amounts individually. Saves members costs.
Cheaper in bulk. Makes sense.
Second, stronger bargaining power. A unified group effort can combine available supply or consolidate services, creating a much stronger negotiating position with suppliers or buyers than any single member would have alone.
Strength in numbers.
Exactly. Third, it helps ensure a consistent flow of product. Retail markets require some predictability and consistency in product flow to their stores, and cooperative efforts can help stabilize that.
Keep the shelves stocked.
Right. Lastly, it assists in preserving markets by helping members reduce costs in obtaining products or services, making them more competitive and resilient against larger players.
Okay, sounds good. Are there downsides?
Oh, yes. Cooperative marketing definitely comes with its own set of hurdles. First, there's the genuine difficulty of agreeing on one common mission among diverse members.
Getting everyone on the same page.
It can be tough. Imagine trying to get 5 different family businesses, each with its own history, goals, risk tolerance, to commit wholeheartedly to a single vision. It's a constant negotiation.
I can see that.
Then you have issues around trust and sharing of information. Members might be direct competitors in other areas, right? So revealing sensitive business data, even for a shared benefit, could be a major sticking point. It could erode cooperation.
Hard to trust your competitors sometimes.
Very. Group dynamics also play a huge role, especially with democratic decision-making. What seems fair can often lead to slow, cumbersome processes, unexpected costs as everyone weighs in.
Yeah, decision by committee can be slow.
And finally, a significant hurdle can be the lack of commitment from members. If some partners aren't consistently pulling their weight, or if they prioritize their individual interests over the group's, the entire cooperative effort can easily unravel. Undermines the very benefits it was designed for.
So it needs real buy-in from everyone.
Absolutely. These examples just highlight the diverse ways businesses can organize within a channel, from single powerful giants to these collaborative groups. Each has its own advantages and hurdles that need careful management.
That really paints a clear picture of the organizational side of distribution. Now, shifting gears a bit, how does the product itself influence channel decisions? I've heard about the product life cycle, which seems like it would have a huge impact on how something is distributed and marketed over time.
This is precisely where channel management truly integrates with broader product strategy. You're right, the product life cycle is a fundamental concept in marketing. It describes how a new product progresses through a sequence of stages, from its introduction to growth, maturity, and eventually decline.
Okay, a life cycle. How many stages are there?
There are generally considered to be 4 main stages, and understanding which of these 4 stages a product is in is absolutely critical for making informed channel, pricing, and promotional decisions. What works at one stage might be disastrous at another.
4 stages. Okay, let's break them down. What's the first?
The first is the introduction stage. Here, the firm's primary goal is pretty straightforward. Build product awareness and develop a market for this brand new offering.
Get the word out.
Exactly. The product itself is defined by its brand, its initial quality level. Often patents and trademarks are obtained to protect the innovation. Pricing strategies at this point often involve either initial penetration pricing, setting a low price to quickly gain market share,
Oh, and cheap.
or skimming, setting a high initial price to capture early adopters willing to pay more and recoup development costs faster.
Going high.
Right. And critically for our discussion, distribution at this stage is typically selective.
Selective, like we discussed before, limited outlets.
Yes, the product is offered in a limited number of outlets. This allows the company to carefully manage initial supply, gather feedback, and focus promotional efforts on creating basic product awareness, informing potential customers about the new offering and its benefits.
Okay, introduction. Selective distribution, build awareness. What's stage 2?
Next, we move into the growth stage. If the product is successful, demand starts to accelerate. In this stage, the firm seeks to build brand preference and significantly increase its market share.
Okay, sales are taking off.
Right. The product's quality is maintained, maybe additional features or enhanced versions are added based on market feedback and what competitors might be doing. Pricing can often be higher due to increasing demand and relatively little competition, allowing for better margins.
And distribution.
Crucially, for channel strategy, distribution channels are actively added as demand increases. You move rapidly towards broader availability. Promotion during growth is aimed at a broader audience to solidify brand preference, highlight unique features, and distinguish the product from any new competitors entering the market.
So, growth, add channels, build preference. Makes sense. What happens next? You mentioned maturity earlier.
Exactly. That's our next critical stage, the maturity stage. At maturity, the strong growth in sales diminishes. Sales start to level off, and competition with similar products inevitably appears, often fiercely.
Your market gets crowded.
Very. The firm's goal here shifts from rapid growth to achieving maximum profit while diligently defending its existing market share. The product itself might see features enhanced, maybe updated designs, or even new applications developed to differentiate it from competitors and maintain customer interest.
Keep it fresh.
Pricing may actually be lower due to this increased competition and the need to appeal to a wider, maybe more price-sensitive audience. And distribution during maturity typically becomes mass coverage.
Mass coverage. Like intensive distribution again?
Yes, exactly. Reaching as many outlets as possible. And more incentives like trade promotions or co-op advertising might be offered to channel members to encourage them to stock and actively promote the product. Promotion heavily emphasizes product differentiation, brand loyalty, and value propositions to stand out from rivals and retain customers.
Maturity. Mass distribution, differentiate, defend share. Okay, what's the final stage?
Finally, we reach the decline stage. As sales decline, often due to changing consumer tastes, technological obsolescence, or new substitute products entering the market, the firm has several strategic options.
What can they do?
They can choose to maintain the product, perhaps by cutting costs and continuing to offer it to a loyal niche market. They might decide to reduce costs further and just milk the product for any residual profits. Or they could choose to discontinue the product entirely, phasing it out.
Or sell it off?
Sometimes, yes. They might sell the product line to another firm that sees potential in a smaller market or can integrate it into their existing portfolio more efficiently. Understanding which stage a product is in helps companies tailor everything: channel, pricing, promotion for optimal performance, ensuring resources are allocated effectively throughout the product's entire lifespan.
That's a really powerful framework. So, as products mature and competition increases, just being available isn't enough, is it? How do companies make their offerings truly stand out?
You're absolutely right. Differentiation becomes paramount. This is where product differentiation comes in as a critical strategy. It's a marketing strategy where businesses distinguish their products or services from competitors by highlighting unique features, benefits, or characteristics.
Make it special.
Essentially, yes. The ultimate goal is to create a sustainable competitive advantage and attract customers by offering something perceived as superior, more relevant, or distinctively better than what rivals offer.
How do they do that? What are the key elements?
Well, there are generally three core elements that drive effective product differentiation. The first is convenience.
Convenience, making it easy for the customer.
Exactly. Making it incredibly easy for customers to get the goods or services they need. Faster availability, quicker delivery, more accessible locations, a simpler purchasing process online or in-store. Think of Amazon's relentless focus on delivery speed and ease of ordering. That's convenience as differentiation.
Okay, convenience. What's the second element?
The second element is customization. This emphasizes that the better you truly know your customers' unique needs and preferences, the better you can serve those needs to their ultimate satisfaction.
Tailoring it to the individual.
Precisely. It's about tailoring the product or service to individual preferences or specific market segments, making it feel uniquely suited to the customer. Could be personalized product configurations, custom fit apparel, software that adapts to user behavior. The more a product feels made for me, the stronger the differentiation.
Customization, okay. And the third element.
The third element is cost recovery. Now, this isn't about being the cheapest.
No, what is it then?
It's about shifting the focus to value. It highlights the idea that it often makes more strategic sense for a customer to spend a little more to obtain a product or service that most closely aligns with their needs and brings greater long-term satisfaction and benefits, rather than just opting for the lowest price.
So justifying a higher price through better value.
Exactly. It emphasizes the overall value proposition over just the initial sticker price, where the investment recovers through superior performance, durability, enjoyment, whatever the key benefit is.
Convenience, customization, cost recovery, the three elements of differentiation.
And beyond these core elements, other variables can impact differentiation too, like the continuous supply of different and better goods by competitors, forcing constant innovation, or the company itself constantly introducing new versions to stay fresh. Conversely, even a cheap product having issues in the distribution channel, like frequent stockouts or damage, can negatively affect its perceived differentiation.
And customers are getting smarter too, right?
Absolutely. Consumers are increasingly sophisticated, skilled at evaluating goods across versions and prices, understanding long-term trends, analyzing behavior during the industry life cycle, and keenly aware of company policies on things like product safety or ethical sourcing. This makes differentiation a dynamic, ongoing, and increasingly transparent challenge.
Differentiation is about making your product special in some tangible way. But what about where it sits in the customer's mind relative to all the other options? That seems like another crucial, maybe more subtle distinction.
Precisely. That's product positioning. Product positioning is a strategic activity. It clearly explains where and how your product or service fits in the current marketplace, and crucially, why it's better or more relevant than other alternatives for a specific group.
Creating a perception in the customer's mind.
Exactly. It's essentially crafting a perceptual map in the customer's mind. It's closely related to your market segment focus, deciding exactly which group of customers you're targeting and how you want your product to be perceived by them. It's about crafting that distinct image and value proposition that resonates, making your product the go-to choice for a specific need or desire.
Okay. Positioning is about perception. Now, what if a company wants to add new products or expand its offerings under an existing successful brand? That must involve some interesting strategies using their existing brand equity and channels.
Absolutely. That's where product line extension or contraction comes into play. This refers to the strategic use of an established product's brand name for a new item in the same product category.
Using the same brand name for new stuff.
Right. Think of it as broadening your existing family of products under a trusted, well-known name, leveraging that brand recognition. This can involve introducing new flavors, different forms like liquid versus powder, new colors, various packages, or even different sizes of an already successful product. It's about meeting diverse customer needs while benefiting from an existing brand's goodwill.
Are there different ways to stretch the line?
Yes, companies employ specific strategic stretches to expand their market reach, each with different channel implications. A down-market stretch occurs when a company introduces a new, lower price line of products,
Going cheaper? Why do that?
often for one of three reasons. To cater to a broader, more budget-conscious market segment, to effectively compete with lower-end competitors who might be eroding their base, or to tap into entirely new market opportunities the premium product couldn't access. Think of a luxury car brand introducing a more affordable model under maybe a sub-brand.
Okay, down market stretch. What's the opposite?
On the flip side, an upmarket stretch. This refers to a company extending its product line by introducing higher-priced or premium versions of products.
Going more expensive.
Right. The goal here is typically to target a higher-end market segment, often aiming to enhance overall brand perception, increase profit margins by appealing to customers willing to pay more for perceived superior quality or features, and perhaps even fend off premium competitors, like a smartphone maker known for mid-range devices launching a Pro or Ultra version.
Got it. Upmarket stretch? Any other stretches?
And sometimes, companies employ a two-way stretch. This is a product line extension strategy, where a company expands its product line by introducing both higher-end and lower-end products simultaneously. aiming to capture a broader market segment across the entire price spectrum, maximizing market penetration.
Covering all bases.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And related to these stretches are the concepts of trading up and trading down. Trading up refers to the introduction of more expensive products than the original line, essentially encouraging customers to move towards premium offerings. Trading down, conversely, involves introducing cheaper products than the original line, often to attract a more price-sensitive segment or reach new demographics. Each decision impacts channels and intermediaries differently.
All these strategies, life cycle, differentiation, positioning, line extensions, they all ultimately contribute to building a strong brand strategy, which you've emphasized is so crucial. It feels like the anchor for everything else.
Indeed, a strong brand is absolutely paramount. It's not just a logo or a name. A brand strategy is a comprehensive plan. It defines how a business wants to be perceived by its target audience. It encompasses its core values, its mission, its unique selling propositions, ultimately aiming to differentiate it from competitors and build enduring customer loyalty.
You said brand is the alpha and omega. What does that mean exactly?
It signifies that a strong brand is not just the beginning, but truly the foundation and the ultimate goal of any successful business. It encompasses everything from its initial creation and market entry to its long-term sustainability, adaptability, and future growth. It's the enduring essence of the business.
How do you build a winning brand then?
Winning a brand, meaning establishing a truly impactful and beloved brand, requires top-notch, continuous research. Research focused intensely on understanding your target audience in depth, their desires, pain points, aspirations. It involves rigorously analyzing competitors to find gaps and opportunities, clearly identifying your own brand's strengths and weaknesses, and continuously monitoring brand performance in the market, always looking at possibilities for future expansion and adaptation.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is, and it has to encompass everything. There's a great quote that captures this from Scott White. He said, "A brand is the sum of the good, the bad, the ugly, and the off strategy."
Scott White said that. Interesting. What does it imply?
It highlights that a brand isn't just the carefully curated marketing messages or the perfect ad campaign. It's every single interaction, every customer experience, every public perception, both positive and negative. It's the entire journey, the reputation, the accumulated impression that lives in the minds of consumers. Everything contributes.
So the brand promise is key then.
Absolutely. The brand promise or proposition is central. It's a concise, compelling statement derived from all that branding research that clearly articulates the specific benefit of buying and using your company's products or services, is what customers can consistently expect and why they should choose you.
And making an emotional connection.
Ultimately, building strong brands is deeply about creating emotional connections. When a brand stands for something important to customers, shares values with them, it fosters a powerful, positive emotional association. This emotional connection is key. It creates a powerful sense of want and desire just by the mention of your brand, product, or service name. That leads to loyalty that transcends mere features or price points. That's the holy grail of branding. #TagFix, pricing and promotion through the channel.
So much of what we've discussed today, channel members, life cycles, brand strategies, directly impacts how products are priced and promoted, right? It's all incredibly interconnected. You can't really pull one lever without affecting the others.
Precisely. The inclusion of resellers in a marketer's distribution strategy significantly affects a product's final pricing to the consumer. Each intermediary in the channel adds their own costs, storage, transport, marketing, and, naturally, their own profit margins, all of which must be factored into that final price tag.
So pricing isn't simple.
Not at all. Simply picking a price isn't enough. Building a scientific framework on pricing, one that considers a multitude of interconnected factors, will always lead to more reliable and better results in the long run.
What factors are key for pricing in channel management?
There are generally four main factors influencing pricing decisions that need careful balancing. First is cost. Includes production cost, marketing, admin, and crucially, the distribution costs from channel members.
Okay.
Second is the market, reflecting overall demand, perceived value by the target audience, their willingness to pay.
Market demand.
Third is competition. Examine competitor pricing, their strategies, the overall competitive intensity.
What the rivals are doing.
And fourth, and critically for our discussion today, are the channels themselves, meaning the specific structure, requirements, and profit expectations of the chosen distribution network. Each needs careful analysis and balancing to set an effective, competitive, sustainable price.
Cost, market, competition, channels. the 4 factors,
Right.
okay? And then there's promotion. This is where companies actively try to get us to buy. How do channels play into different promotional strategies? I know we hear about push and pull strategies. What do those really mean in this context?
You're absolutely right. Push and pull are the 2 core strategies for promotion through the channel, and understanding them is fundamental. A pull strategy fundamentally focuses on creating demand for a product or brand directly with the end consumer, encouraging you to actively seek it out.
Making the customer want it.
Through broad-reaching strategies like extensive mass media advertising, engaging content marketing, powerful social media campaigns, building a strong aspirational brand image, fostering deep customer interest and loyalty. The idea is that customers, by demanding the product from retailers, are literally pulling the product through the channel.
So customer demand pulls it through.
Exactly. High brand loyalty is often a key goal here, as loyal customers seek out specific brands, compelling retailers to stock them.
Okay, that's pull. What's push?
In contrast, a push strategy in marketing and sales involves actively pushing products or services towards potential customers, often through intermediaries. The goal is to generate immediate sales and awareness rather than waiting for customers to seek them out.
Pushing it onto the shelves and towards the customer.
Right. This approach is often associated with products where there might be lower existing brand loyalty, or for new products needing to gain initial traction. The focus is on getting the product to the consumer by making it readily available, highly visible, and actively promoted by channel members.
Get it out there first.
Now, within the push approach, there are several classic push promotional strategies. These involve actively promoting a product directly to consumers through various channels, often via intermediaries, to create awareness and drive immediate sales.
How many classic strategies were mentioned?
Let me check. The material listed 6, I think.
That's right. 6 key types of these classic strategies. These include things like cooperative advertising, where manufacturers share ad costs with retailers.
Join ads.
Promotional allowances, which are direct payments to retailers for actively promoting the product, maybe giving it prime shelf space.
Anchor promotion.
Displays and selling aids, materials from the manufacturer for in-store promotion, like eye-catching displays or brochures, in-store promotions like demos, samples, or limited time discounts right there.
Stuff you see in the store.
Exactly. Contests and incentives for sales staff to motivate them to sell more, and special promotional deals like temporary price cuts or BOGO offers. These are all about direct influence to get the product moving through the channel and into the consumer's hands. Okay, those are the classic push tactics. But you mentioned a kinder push too.
Yes, there's also what we call a kinder push, or a gentler push, promotional strategy. This approach focuses more on building deeper relationships and providing sustained value to intermediaries, like wholesalers and retailers, rather than solely pushing products through aggressive, short-term tactics.
Building partnerships instead of just pushing products.
Exactly. It's about fostering collaboration and encouraging stocking and sales through support, not just discounts or pressure. Often leads to stronger, more sustainable channel relationships. And there are 4 main Kinder Push strategies mentioned.
4 of these, what are they?
They include comprehensive training for channel members, ensuring their sales staff really understands the product and how to sell it, setting realistic quotas, sales targets that encourage effort without being overly coercive.
Training and targets.
Missionary selling, which involves a manufacturer's sales force supporting channel members with sales assistance and product education, rather than directly selling to consumers themselves. Think of a pharmaceutical rep educating doctors.
Helping the helper sell.
Right. And participation in trade shows, allowing manufacturers to showcase products, introduce new lines, and build or strengthen relationships with channel partners in a collaborative setting. This gentler approach often leads to stronger, more sustainable channel relationships built on mutual support and shared goals. Hashtag, outro.
What a journey, seriously.
Yeah.
From understanding who channel members are and why they even exist, to the precise strategies for getting a product to market, we've covered a tremendous amount of ground today.
We really have.
It's so clear that distribution is far more than just moving boxes around. It's a strategic art form that profoundly shapes our entire economy and, ultimately what products we can actually access.
Indeed. We've seen how every single decision, from choosing intensive mass coverage for something like Coca-Cola
Right.
to an exclusive high-end strategy for luxury goods, is carefully calibrated and deeply strategic. And the intricacies of VMS structures, the different stages of product life cycles, the nuances of brand positioning, that strategic difference between push and pull promotions,
Yeah.
it truly highlights the complexity and strategic depth behind every single product we encounter.
It really does. Hopefully, you now have a much more robust framework for understanding this hidden architecture of commerce that makes our modern consumer world possible.
I hope so too.
So, what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Well, next time you pick up a product, maybe a new gadget, a favorite snack, or even just consider how a particular service reaches you pay. If you think about the invisible network we've just explored, consider the deliberate choices made by the producers, the array of intermediaries involved, and that whole strategic dance of getting that item into your hands.
It really changes how you see things. It does. And this raises an important question for you to ponder. How might the accelerating rise of e-commerce and these direct consumer models continue to reshape these traditional channel structures? And maybe what new, kinder, gentler push strategies might emerge in a purely digital landscape where physical intermediaries are less prominent?
Ooh, that's a fantastic thought to leave with, especially considering how quickly the landscape is evolving right now. Understanding these fundamentals gives you a truly unique and powerful lens through which to view the entire marketplace, regardless of how it continues to transform.
You'll never look at a shopping cart the same way again, right?
Probably not.
Absolutely. Well, that's all for this deep dive. We hope you feel incredibly well informed and ready to spot these intricate strategies in action all around you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.